It's a holiday week, but it is a crazy week when it comes to Colorado sports. Denver Broncos Jackson suspended for 4 games without pay. The Denver Nuggets beat the Detroit Pistons without Nikola Jokic, without Jamal Murray, and without Coach Malone. And the Colorado Avalanche were up by 1 goal with less than 1 minute left to play and end up losing in regulation. Hey, everybody. Kim Becker here with Between the Lines, brought to you by E5280 Sports and a Lifestyle. And man, oh man, was it a wild Monday or what here in Colorado when it comes to our professional sports teams? Let's dive into the first topic, however. Denver Broncos safety Kareem Jackson, suspended for 4 games without pay after his hit on Joshua Dobbs Sunday night at Empower Field at Mile High during Sunday Night Football. Now, obviously, Kareem Jackson is a repeat offender when it comes to this. The league, the referees, the teams will all have more of an eye on him because of his history. I had a pretty strong stance this morning when I woke up, thinking that this punishment was a little too harsh for Kareem Jackson. I just assumed, how are these guys going to even play football with all of these rules crashing down, taking out the aggression, taking out the grit, the passion that most of these players play with, especially a guy like Kareem Jackson. However, I then asked my father, who was a safety in the NFL many, many, many years ago before I was born. So back in the day, he did play for the Chicago Bears for a little while. And I asked him what his stance on Kareem Jackson getting suspended was. And he told me that this was a stupid hit. He said that Kareem Jackson continues to lead with his head, and if he keeps doing that, he's causing trouble with the refs. The refs will be paying attention to this. He needs to figure out a way to not lead with his head. So after hearing that, after knowing the type of football that my dad played back in the day, knowing how the rules have changed, I guess I can see both sides a little bit more. I think I really appreciated what Justin Simmons came out and said about Kareem Jackson, posting videos of hits of his own that didn't get flagged, didn't get penalized. However, since Kareem Jackson has had a history with this, suspensions already this year, I do understand that obviously changes need to be made if he wants a different result. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing, hoping for a different result. It's probably around a similar situation of that one. So my stance has changed a little bit on this. I can see both sides. I do think it's really hard for a player of his stature to completely change the way he plays the game, being a smaller defensive guy. However, I also understand, obviously, he's got a target on his back, for lack of better words, and so he is going to have to change things. So that is where I stand on that one. The Denver Broncos will take on the Cleveland Browns this Sunday back at Empower Field at Mile High. The Broncos are 2.5-point favorites. Now let's get to the Denver Nuggets, who were without Jamal Murray last night to start the game in Detroit. The Pistons had already lost 11 games, okay? So I'm going to preface this by saying I know they're not a fantastic team. However, Michael Malone gets ejected after fighting with the refs, right? Back and forth. Then Nikola Jokic, who had to kind of stand up for his team, take the place of the coach a little bit, be that veteran guy, that leader that the rest of his team knows he is, also chirped at the refs a little bit, gets a second technical, ejected from the game. Nikola Jokic, Coach Malone go backstage. I call it backstage because I used to be a skater with Disney on Ice, so technically it is backstage to me. They go into the locker rooms, into the coach's room, wherever they are. They do not get to be a part of this game. So who steps up? KCP, Reggie Jackson, AG, the bench players that needed to show who they were for this Denver Nuggets team had the opportunity to do so, and they beat the Detroit Pistons 107-103. I think this was a fantastic game, a fantastic evening. Honestly, what an opportunity for us to see what this team could be like without Nikola Jokic and without Jamal Murray. So I think it was just a fantastic showing for the Denver Nuggets. I know the Detroit Pistons are nothing to write home about, but just a really exciting night for the Nuggets. They have 2 more road games on this 5-game road trip in both Houston and first in Orlando. Now, the Colorado Avalanche were up 3-2 against the Nashville Predators with less than 1 minute left of play. I switched the channel. I changed the channel on Monday night because I thought the Colorado Avalanche were going to win. No, the Nashville Predators come back and score 2 goals in the last 45 seconds. And if that is not the epitome of the game is not over until it's over, I do not know what is. The Colorado Avalanche beat the Dallas Stars on this road trip already 6-3, then lose to the Nashville Predators 4-3. So not great, but the Avs will be back in Ball Arena Wednesday night hosting the Vancouver Canucks. Puck drop is not till 8 p.m., a late one, the night before Thanksgiving. So a crazy Monday/Sunday here in Colorado when it comes to the professional sports teams that are currently in season. but hopefully a good Thanksgiving right around the corner for you guys, in a better situation for, of course, the Nuggets, who hopefully won't get their coach and their star player ejected, and for the Colorado Avalanche, who hopefully won't lose their game on Wednesday in the last minute of the game, and hopefully for the Denver Broncos, who just lost Kareem Jackson for 4 games. But what an exciting night for the Broncos, beating the Vikings. Sunday Night Football, 22-21 was the final score on that one. They now host the Cleveland Browns, like I said, for the last home game until Christmas Eve, when they will host the Patriots. So an exciting weekend ahead. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you guys back here next week.